What up, everybody? Welcome into NFL Power Rankings presented by U.S. Army. Dan Hellie alongside 2011 NFL rushing champion
Thank you,
MJD, and the man who is absolutely 100% responsible for these rankings, Elliot Harrison. What do we have in store today, Mike?
And overreacting, right?
Of course. Well, that's what you do. Yeah.
Well, I might have overreacted on one team a little bit. And just because you won in week 2 doesn't mean you went up in week 3. And we got another team that went up 12 spots, Dan.
12. I love that. That's a huge pound. You can't see it on TV, but I just gave Elliot a pound. We start with the top 10. Rams at number 1 for the first time ever, Elliot.
Well, it's hard to believe until you realize that, they had Sam Bradford and Jeff Fisher, and I can't even remember who was running the ball. Well, Steven Jackson, that was the one good player they did have there for a while. I'll tell you what, though, they've got a great running back right now. They have a young quarterback that they trust. That's why they went play action so often in a close game against the Raiders. And then when the defense plays like it did against Arizona, we could say it was bad offense. Maybe the Rams just made them look bad, MJD.
Yeah, no, they added a ton of pieces this offseason that are all starting to pan out. They've gelled together as a team. Brandon Cooks, running pass guys, doing all those things, the play action pass. You have young players making plays like John Johnson here. And then this, wide open, great scheme, get the ball to your tight end.
And that defense matching the offense, allowing 6.5 points per game. This defense pretty good here, too, in Jacksonville. Jags at number 2, Elliot.
Yeah, and in fairness, although it may not be statistically yet, Jacksonville's defense, I think, is better than the Rams. The offense was the question mark. How good could it be? Well, when number 5 is throwing balls like that, giving his receivers chances to make great plays, and they did make some great catches, and then you have the pass rush, they deserve to be here.
Yeah, Dan, we were there this summer.
We
were out in Jacksonville this summer, and we saw some different things. And Blake Bortles' deep throw and confidence in his receivers to throw that go ball is what helped out. But the way when this defense can play like that, come on.
And they're playing well without Leonard Fournette. Makes no sense at all, but it is working. Here is a complete look at the top 10. Packers up 1 to number 5, ranked ahead of the Patriots. Explain yourself, sir.
Well, I think there's a couple things at play here. Start with the passing game, though, on both sides. I think the secondary for Green Bay is better. They have more talented young players there. I like their defensive line better, too, as well. But when I say passing game, I'm really looking at the wide receivers for Green Bay. Boy, New England has run everybody through there. Corey Coleman, now Josh Gordon. They had, Kenny Britt. They had Eric Decker in camp for a while. Meanwhile, Green Bay's receivers, without Jordy Nelson, some people were worried about it. These guys have been playing great. Devontae Adams, very good player. And, of course, Jimmy Graham at tight end. MJD, I feel comfortable with Green Bay ahead of New England.
Yeah, this is just my whole thought process of it. Aaron Rodgers is on one leg, and I know he played well against the Vikings, but how long can he do that for? And plus, the NFC is a much tougher division where you look at the schedule for the New England Patriots coming up, and guess who they get back? Julian Edelman. Gronk will be better than what he's been. Tom Brady will be better than what he's been. And we've already seen this story before. It was a couple, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday night.
Yeah.
A bad loss. And is Tom done? Then they go off to win a Super Bowl after that. I think, again, don't panic. And this is where most people think I was talking about the Buccaneers, with you panicking. It's on the Patriots. We know they're going to come back. We know they're going to be in the playoffs.
Lions, Fins, and then Colts, their next 3 games. You saw the schedule up there, so perhaps that bodes well for the Patriots. Who should be ranked higher, the Pack or the Pats? Be sure to vote on Twitter at NFL Network. Also, be sure to tweet us about any rankings using the hashtag NFL Power Rankings.
Whose closet did you borrow that from? Is it Gerald's?
That's the shot. No, it's just game day wear.
I guess no chocolate milk tonight. You don't drink chocolate milk and something like that.
The boys want chocolate milk again, so I think that's what we're gonna go with. I borrowed your stuff. Sorry. Yeah, I borrowed your stuff. Sorry, Deshaun.
What is yours? Is any of that yours, or is
The
that?
chest hair is mine.
That was the most amazing thing I saw.
Hassle the Hall.
If I'm
Dan.
Deshaun Jackson, I'm like, I hope he showered before he put my stuff on.
I don't think Deshaun cares as long as you're giving him 75-yard touchdowns. Up 12 spots are the Bucs. Is Elliot a prisoner of the moment, or does this make sense, MJ?
Oh, he's in love with the moment. There is no prisoner or anything. He wants to be there. And I get it. Fitzmagic comes out, he's doing all these great things. But what about their running game? They can't run the ball. You're not going to be able to air it out all year. Now, we always know the passing game is always ahead of the running game in September. Then it kind of catches up a little bit in October. Then come November, you have to lean on somebody at the running back to shorten these games up. Can the Buccaneers do it? I don't know. And then their defense, They've been playing better, but you need to see more. I just think it's a big jump for them to win a couple games.
That's a huge jump.
He's got me. I've always
21 in 2 weeks.
I've always wanted to be there in Tampa.
You did.
I always wanted to go. Look, you can look at Fitzpatrick's play as streaky. I think that's fair. They retooled their defensive line. I think their front seven is actually quite good. This is not a Chiefs situation where they're going to have to score 42 a game. And you look at Atlanta and Carolina. Right now, Atlanta is completely banged up, man. Completely. Keanu Neal, Deion Jones, Andy Levitre, Devontae Freeman, and Carolina playing so-so. I think if those teams play Tampa right now, they'd lose.
Real quick, let me ask you this. At number 7, at the end of the year, are they in the division around the playoffs?
I think they can be a wild card. Maybe they're not at 7.
I'm asking you.
I'm meeting you halfway here.
Don't make
you never do.
Come all the way down to the crib.
No way.
He's only coming this far.
That's right.
Bucks, as he said, 21 spots since the start of the season, the most movement ever in the first 3 weeks of the power rankings. A look at 11 through 20, Chargers, Saints, Bengals, the top 3 on this part of the list.
Yeah, and you see the 49ers, another winner that didn't move up much. Boy, they let the Lions almost get right back in that game and win it.
Bears at 14, 1-1 after a Monday night and that win over Seattle, Elliot.
Yeah, and I just mentioned the Lions. They have Matt Stafford who can make plays at the end of games. He doesn't tighten up, and he almost won it. The Bears, that's what they're missing right now. They have the supporting cast. You look at Seattle, they have a top 5 quarterback and a shell of a team around them. The Bears have a good team, and right now, hoping it's not a shell of a quarterback, they need him to progress, MJD.
Yeah, no. Trubisky has to come out and play better. Too many throws that he threw last night that I was like, he wants those back. And you saw him talk about on the sidelines. You have to be more consistent with your play and reading the defense. And stop, don't get yourself hurt running the ball.
I want to be on Trubisky so badly. I like the curb appeal, just not ready to go into escrow just yet. 21 through 30 here, Titans, Colts, Texans, 21, 22, 23.
Speaking of quarterbacks not getting hurt, Andrew Luck, let's hope he stays healthy, but impressive win against Washington.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people expected that. Jets at 25, dropped to 1-1 after losing at home to the Dolphins.
Yeah, they sure did, Dan. And, look, they were so impressive on defense against Detroit, but they weren't good offensively for 3.5 quarters, really, or 2.5 quarters in this game. Their defense wasn't able to stop Frank Gore on 3rd and 19 to get the ball back. Just a sloppy game from them.
All-time leading rusher, Frank Gore.
No, first of all, congratulations to Frank Gore. You did a great job. But let me tell you about a thing that's going to happen here throughout the course of the show. It's going to be called market correction. And that's what this is. Elliot got all excited over that Lions win. Was like, whoa, let me bump him up. And then we got back down to earth. That's all.
You just started a new segment, market correction. Correction.
Yeah.
Thank you. I speak English occasionally. Matt Tanton, pay attention to that. Sam Darnold and the Jets travel to Cleveland to take on the Browns on Thursday Night Football. That's coming up this week. Be sure to join us at 6 p.m. Eastern for game day kickoff, followed by the game at 8, live exclusively right here on NFL Network. MJD, who is your power player for the Jets-Browns on TNF?
Just watch this play right here. Antonio Callaway, watch how he changed his speed right there at the 20-yard line. He's able to track this deep ball down. This young man come out of Florida, had the skill set of Odell Beckham Jr. Everyone said he was the most talented receiver in the draft. He just had some off-the-field issues. Right now, he's playing well. With Josh Gordon being gone, he's going to have to be the guy to step up and make plays.
Time for too high or too low. I have 3 teams for you, MJD. Let's start with the Browns at 27.
Listen, too low. You talk about a team that took a top 10 team in Pittsburgh and tied them at home in a monsoon, was able to make plays, then go into the Dome against the Saints, another team that we had to start off in the top 10 and go toe-to-toe with them into the fourth quarter. Obviously, when your kicker makes a field goal or 2, a couple PATs, you have an opportunity to win that game.
Hey, you told me a long time ago, Tom Coughlin, Doug Marrone changed the culture in Jacksonville. The culture in Cleveland has not overcome the losing streak or the tie streak. Okay, they need to win a game. They haven't won a game in 2 years, man.
It's coming.
Yeah, it could be coming on Thursday Night Football against the Jets. Eagles at number 8, MJD. Too high, too low?
Too high, Elliot. Too many injuries right now. Carson Wentz is coming back, and I'm excited about that, but you're going to have some growing pains with that situation. And they went to Tampa and laid an egg. Look at this play. He didn't even want to tackle him.
Well, he wanted to. He just didn't.
Hey, O.J. Howard, nice little prospect there. Look, you're always telling me I overreact. I dropped him 7 spots, and you already mentioned why I didn't drop him more. Guess who's coming back? Carson Wentz. Almost MVP last year.
2 receivers out and Sproles.
They are hosting the Colts with Wentz back under center. Cowboys at 19, MJD.
You already know what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
too high.
I did.
Yeah, they went on Sunday night, and all of a sudden they're all world. These are my problems. I love Tavon Austin. I love what he can bring. But will he score like that every week? No, you can't count on that. All right, Ezekiel Elliott ran better. They ran better, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And then, to be honest, the Giants, they have some young issues that they're dealing with that they took advantage of, but they didn't win in a convincing fashion.
I like the 19's all world and MJD's world.
Yeah, and I like add to their issues. I had bad attitude to your issues, buddy. Defense. I told you, MJD, I've been telling you all year, the Cowboys defense is going to be top 10. That's why they moved up. I still think they're a 7-9 team. What is 19?
The Cowboys third from the bottom, scoring 14 points per game. That's tied for 29th in the NFL. The Steelers scoring more than that, but it wasn't enough on Sunday.
Mahomes throwing left sideline. Passes caught. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown! Kansas City on a streak pattern up the left sideline. Tyreek Hill, who burned everybody in the Three Rivers area, just scorching the Steelers secondary.
Rough start for the Steelers. Is their power ready to go out already, MJD?
Dan, I'm going to have to show you guys, and I'm going to show the world, why I think Pittsburgh's power may be going out. Just a little bit. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see if they're going to pay their bills or not.
Starting with a big one here.
We're starting off with Tampa right now. You're going down to Tampa. Pittsburgh struggles on the road. Monday night
secondary
football.
Is struggling. Big time.
Secondary struggling. That's going to be an L there in Tampa.
I see that.
But then we get to week 4, and it's a rivalry game. And Joe Flacco showed us that he's still Joe Flacco. He'll still turn the ball over to you. He'll throw it to you. So Pittsburgh's going to find a way to get a W here in Baltimore. Now, this is a big game for me. This is a big game for me here. You get the Falcons. This is a chance to kind of get your confidence back up. You're beating a really good team. The Falcons, they struggle outside of the dome. You get the Pittsburgh Steelers at home.
Neutralizes that speed a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of injuries for the Falcons.
A lot of injuries, and I think this is where they bounce back. It's a W here for the Falcons and Cincinnati, a team that we both feel is on the uproar. They're coming up. They're roaring up.
Can win the North.
Can win the North. This is going to be an L in Cincinnati because I feel like Big Ben is going to struggle on the road again. And for all the people out there, you Pittsburgh Steelers fans, the power isn't going out just yet. It's just starting to dimmer just a little bit. You see it? That's what happens, just a little bit. It's like, I don't know yet.
I think that's fair.
Here's another look at the top 10. Rams and Jags and Vikings 1, 2, and 3. Big week 3 matchup between the Saints and the 9th-ranked Falcons. Let's go balance of power, shall we?
Dan, thank you so much. So, Elliot, we're here today to not only prove to you that you are wrong that the Falcons are ahead of the Saints, but that who's going to win the game as well. So let's just get into it. You know the saying.
Yeah.
If you got a ring,
you get the ding.
You get the ding.
Okay.
Rush defense. They've been doing a great job.
They really haven't had to run on New Orleans yet.
You haven't had to. Rush offense, as much as I love Alvin Kamara, Tevin Coleman has more production. He's been doing a better job. Pass offense, Drew Brees, Sean Payton versus Sarkisian.
In year 2, it's supposed to explode. Haven't seen it yet.
Haven't seen it yet, right? But this is where it comes down to pass defense. The floor is yours.
I think the Atlanta Falcons have more consistent corner play from both sides than the Saints, MJD. To me, I would take the Falcons here. I know they lost Keanu O'Neal. He was their enforcer. But when we're talking about coverage, which is what you're talking about, not run support, I think Atlanta's more consistent.
So this is what when I talk about pass defense, that's pass rush. That's the back end matching the front end. We have Cam Jordan over here who's going to be balling, doing his thing. They match up. You have Lattimore on the back end. And now all of a sudden they're starting to get opportunistic. You got an interception late in the game against the Browns to kind of help you seal this victory.
Marcus Williams.
These guys are playing around. They're finding ways to get turnovers as well. So even though you made a great point, and I love it, the injuries concern me over there.
It's not enough.
And these guys over here playing opportunity. They're having great opportunities getting the turnover. So I'm going to go with the Saints. There we go. And that's why they're going to beat them this weekend. And that's why that they should be ranked higher.
It's close.
Why are you yelling?
Because he can't.
He always yells.
He don't
at
listen to me.
Geez Louise.
If I just talk, he doesn't
and
listen.
And that's why.
It's the Falcons.
Okay. All right. So both those teams clearly contenders, but not everybody is. Let's talk contender or pretender. MJD, Bengals, don't yell.
Okay, this is a contender.
A.J.
A.J. Green is starting to play well. Andy Dalton's, shout out to Colleen with the slight judge. He's playing like his hair is on fire. He really is. They're running the ball better. Their defense is doing a great job getting stops and turnovers. That's how you play total team ball. You'll be fine. You get Mixon back, you'll be fine.
Texans, Elliot, contender or pretender?
I'm going to go contender on this. I know they're 0-2. They play the Giants in Houston this week. I like Houston to win that game. And here's the thing, man. Whitney Merciless, Jadeveon Clowney, J.J. Watt, none of them even have a sack yet. I think Merciless has 2 tackles on the season. DeAndre Hopkins hasn't totally exploded yet. These are really, really good players. And then Deshaun Watson, who aren't playing up to their level when they do look out.
J.J. Watt, been 200 days, been more than that, 2 years to the day since he's had his last sack.
Wow.
Giants, contenders, or pretenders?
So the Giants play the Houston Texans, and both of these, we're talking about contender, pretender. So I'm going to say this is a pretender because that offensive line, with all that star power on the outside, Eli doesn't have time to throw the ball. So you talk about J.J. Watt not having a sack, and Merciless and Clowney. Well, they get a great opportunity to do it this week against his offensive line. Unless they can figure it out offensively and start to move the ball, defense is doing their job. They're holding teams. But if offense can't put up points, it's going to be a problem.
All right, we asked you who should be ranked higher, the Pats or the Packers, and you said, Packers, 56 to
somebody got it right.
44.
Looks like somebody got it right.
Yeah, you did. Hey, pat on the back for Elliot. We got that for you. Let's hear from the fans and power to the people. Shall we? Dolphins, the subject of our first tweet, 17 behind a winless Steelers team and 8 more 1-1 teams. Elliot. That's from Daniel.
Listen, man, the Dolphins, I congratulate them on their win. It's nice, but look who they played. The Titans with an injured quarterback, weather delays, and they played the Jets and a rookie quarterback. That's why I'm a little conservative on them right now. I think 17's high enough.
I agree totally.
Okay,
wow.
So you got first time I've ever seen somebody mark that, please, so we can go back and check that. This one from Mike: the Rams are 2-0 against teams with a combined 0-4 record. MJD.
Well, I'll say this: when you play bad teams, you're supposed to beat them the right way, and that's what the Rams have been doing. They've scored 30+ points in both games. What do you expect?